Hello everyone, welcome to Anime and thank you for joining us for another One Piece video. So more information has been leaked about our upcoming chapter of 1059. And in today's video, we're going to talk about the information that we have about this chapter so far, and then comment a bit further about what we know. Now, as we do with all of these leaked videos, please remember that these are just leaks and we don't have the complete information of the chapter. So as the leaks come out, we'll be sure to bring you more videos with as much detail as possible to keep you informed as this chapter evolves. But please keep in mind that things that we say may be in a different form or in a completely different order when the official comes out. But before we get into these leaks, if you're new to the channel or even if you've watched a bunch of our videos, we'd be absolutely honored if you'd leave us a like or even subscribe and maybe leave us a comment letting us know what you thought of the video. It really helps us out and motivates us to make more content. And if you'd like to help out the channel in a bigger way, consider sharing this video or your favorite with a friend. But without further ado, let's get into these leaks. So my friends, in this second leak of chapter 1059, we have more information about Teach's new goals, how he intends to pursue this quest for power, and what consequences he's trying to create in the world to achieve his ambition. As we do with all of our leak videos, before going in depth and explaining what each topic is from this leak, we're going to give an overview and list the topics, so then we can go into greater detail for each for this chapter of 1059. And for this second dose of leaks, we've got 10 topics to talk about. First, we find out that Shanks and Marco meet to have a conversation together. Second, the new pacifista model is called a Seraphim and has a totally different appearance than the one we've known. 3. Teach attacked Amazon Lily during the Marine invasion where they were out to capture the former warlords. 4th, both crews confronted each other, but especially the captains of each crew were after each other. 5th, Teach attacked Boa Hancock, looking to steal the power of her devil fruit. 6th, Blackbeard's new bounty is revealed as 3.996 billion berries. 7th, Boa Hancock was able to turn almost all of Teach's crew members to stone, including Katarina Devon and Vasco Schott. 8th, Hancock's new bounty was revealed as 1.659 billion berries. 9th, Rayleigh appeared on Amazon Lily and managed to help Boa Hancock in the confrontation against Teach, forcing him to back off. And finally, 10th, during Teach's escape, Teach manages to kidnap Kobe. So now that we've gone over each of the topics in this chapter, let's take a little bit of time to go into depth on what each of these topics might represent in more detail, and then get an idea of what might happen in this upcoming chapter. The chapter opens with Shanks talking to Marco. Now, while Marco was returning to Sphinx Island, the red-haired pirates find him and peacefully went together to the vicinity of Sphinx Island, which of course is the birthplace of his former captain, Whitebeard, and the actual island where Marco had been living after the confrontation at Marineford. After approaching the island, Marco activates his Phoenix power, creating wings in place of his arms, and then flies off the ship towards the island. And there also appears to be some comic relief occurring during this farewell. We also find out that Shanks asks Marco to join his crew and to become a pirate again, but Marco declines the proposal because he no longer wishes to sail the sea. He just wants to keep his former captain's island safe. You see, Marco no longer sees a purpose in a pirate life. He just wants to live peacefully the rest of his life, helping people in need, which means Marco is unlikely to join any pirate crew. However, this does not take away the possibility of him joining temporarily to face some enemy, just like he did in the Wano arc we just finished. Next, in these leaks, we have the information that the new pacifistas are childlike in appearance, but considerably taller. They also have white hair, dark skin, and black wings, and are completely different from each other, and there is a great variety among them. In this leak, we also got the information that their name is now the Seraphim, and it's very clear that this name refers to angels, being the highest ranking angels in the hierarchy of heavenly beings, being only below the supreme deity himself called God. The Seraphim are most likely protectors of the Gorosei and the world nobles, because they do consider themselves divine beings, being as close to gods as at least their imagination can take them. So these Seraphim would be their guardian angels to protect them when the Marines are not around. Next, in the leaks, we get confirmation that Teach has finally started to act. Now, we don't know the reason why he started to act now, but it seems he's already shown his intentions in this chapter. Teach, with his crew, attacks Amazon Lily during the invasion of the Marines where they were trying to take down ex-warlords, and Kobe was present participating. Now, Teach managed to invade the island and confront Boa Hancock, but during this confrontation, we have the information that Teach wants Hancock's fruit. But during the confrontation, Teach tried to take Hancock's life, life, or at least use the same technique that he used to steal Whitebeard's power, but failed to steal it. And Rayleigh appeared before Teach could make good on taking Hancock's power. Another thing we learn is that during the confrontation, Hancock was able to petrify many of Teach's pirates, including Katarina Devon and Vasco Shaw, two very important pirates from Teach's crew, leaving him completely outnumbered during this conflict. With the arrival of Rayleigh, this made Teach quite worried, because everyone knows about Rayleigh's fame. And even if he's an older man and maybe not be in his prime, he was once Roger's right-hand man, and one of the only pirates who can compare to the king of the pirates currently. And anyone who knows Rayleigh knows that confronting him would be a very unwise thing to do, especially to belittle him for not being in his prime, because as we saw in the conflict of Marineford, Kizaru wasn't able to take down Rayleigh, and Rayleigh was able to stop him with very little effort. So after seeing Rayleigh, Teach gave up on stealing Boa Hancock's fruit, and now that he was outnumbered and facing two powerful enemies, Teach had no choice but to run away from this fight, waiting again for another opportunity to try and steal Hancock's fruit. But while retreating from Hancock's island, Teach wasn't going to go empty-handed, so he manages to find Kobe during his escape and captured him because he recognized him. Teach recognizes him because of the incident in Rocky's Harbor, in which Kobe unintentionally helped Teach defeat Wang Ji, and that made Teach the head of the pirate island. Now, some might speculate that Teach is going to try and convince Kobe to join him, but as we know, Kobe just wouldn't accept any proposal. I mean, let's be real, he may not even accept a proposal if Luffy were to ask him to join his crew. And Kobe is good friends with Luffy, so this might give Teach the impression to go ahead and imprison him until he changes his mind, leading to a much greater battle in the future. Because as I just mentioned, Kobe is one of the first friends that Luffy made when he started out his voyage. And once he learned that Kobe was captured by one of his greatest enemies, Luffy might not let Teach get away with this without having any consequences. Luffy might want to go out and confront him to completely destroy his dreams, as well as save his friend Kobe. This also brings to mind the fact that Boa Hancock and Luffy now have a great common enemy, Teach being just one of them. And so at some point in Luffy's journey, it could be that Hancock will join up with Luffy and at least make an alliance where they can fight the threat together. And both of these majorly great captains have some serious unfinished business with Teach. Of course, Hancock would be aiming to take revenge for the invasion of her island, and Luffy would be looking to take revenge for all of the things that Teach did, along with what he did and allowing Ace to lose his life, among everything else he's done in the world. So even though Luffy is out looking for that final road poneglyph and going after the One Piece, the fact that we now have somebody who led to Ace losing his life, took Whitebeard's life, threatened his friends in Amazon Lily that harbored him doing the time skip, and everything else Teach has done, and now he's also taken one of his good friends, this is brewing to be a huge conflict between these pirates. But moving on to more information from the leaks, during this conflict we get the information about the new bounties for Teach and Boa Hancock. Now we have no further information about the bounties of their other members of each crew, but with the way that the warlord system broke down, the former members of the organization had their bounties increased because now they're active pirates in the world. So let's start first with Teach, one of the greatest pirates in the world, holding a title of Yonko after defeating Whitebeard and his crew, and currently now holds a bounty of 3.996 billion berries, a bounty very close to the bounty of Red Hair Shanks. And also, for those of you keeping track, this surpasses the bounty of Luffy, Law, and Kid, being only below Shanks, who is currently the Yonko with the highest bounty in the world, and both of the two of them are indeed great rivals. But now let's talk about Boa Hancock's bounty. Now, of course, she's a former warlord of the sea, but now that the world government has done away with the warlord system, this meant that all of the former warlords' bounties were reactivated and increased so that more Marines and bounty hunters would go after them and treat them as a priority. Now, something interesting to consider is Hancock's bounty was 80 million berries, but we also don't know how long she was a warlord and all of the other things that led her to become a warlord in the first place. But Hancock now has a bounty of 1.659 billion, a very high bounty if you consider it, because if you think about it, only the strongest pirates, such as a Yonko, have this high of a bounty, which makes Boa Hancock now a world-renowned pirate because of the immense danger she presents to the world. And finally, let's talk about the appearance of a character that many didn't expect to show up so soon again. And this, of course, is Silver's Rayleigh, who unexpectedly showed up in this chapter, helping the citizens of Amazon Lily face off against Teach. And as far as been revealed in the leaks, it was Rayleigh's presence that prevented Teach from stealing Boa Hancock's devil fruit. Because even though Hancock is an incredibly powerful pirate and fighter, she could not stand up to Teach, who currently has the power of 2 different devil fruits, one of which that can cancel the power of any fruit user. But because Rayleigh doesn't possess the power of a devil fruit, this makes Teach's ability to take away the power of a devil fruit user completely useless against Rayleigh. Plus, we know he's a master swordsman and a master of hockey, being incredibly skilled just like Roger, making Rayleigh not only a great threat, but a great character to see come back. But there you have it, my friends, our second part to the leaks for chapter 1059. And with all that said, we'd love to know what you think about it. What do you think about these new bounties, and why do you think they might have been raised so much? Secondly, why do you think Teach was after Hancock's devil fruit? Do you think he was trying to take it for himself or another crewmate? And finally, what do you think Kobe's abduction is gonna do for Luffy? Do you think this might cause him to change direction and want to go rescue? Or do you think it may just be too far and not right now because Luffy's more or less focused on getting the One Piece? Let us know what you think in the comments below. So as we wrap up our video for the day, I want to thank you all so much for watching the video all the way up to the very end. Be sure you comment on any themes or ideas that you'd like to see in future videos. And also, since you made it this far, give us a like or hit that red subscribe button before you head out to take on the rest of your day. I really hope to see you all in our next video, and let's keep sailing this giant sea together. Take care.